Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Riverside Aquatics Complex for the final day and the championship game of the FINA Intercontinental Tournament alongside USA Water Polo High Performance Director John Abdu. Greg Meskel here with you for the gold medal match featuring Team USA and Australia. The teams have already qualified for the World League Super Final, and now a chance for two rivals to get together, John, and go after a gold medal.
Yeah, championship environment here in Riverside. Great crowd in the stands. You see American flags waving. You see the Australians getting excited for this. It's going to be a great game.
Both of these teams bringing in a bit of a younger lineup. Both teams have won a whole host of games to get into this championship match, and we're expecting a physical, high-level contest between two teams that are routinely in the mix for medals.
Yeah, no love lost between the Aussies and the Americans here. Big semifinal matchup in the 2012 Olympics in London. Came down to the wire, went into overtime, and obviously the Americans came away with the gold medal. So Australia got something to prove here.
These two teams have met in every Olympic Games, and they met in an exhibition game earlier this week, a victory for Team USA 11-8. We'll take a quick timeout, return with the opening sprint and the lineups right here from Riverside. Stay with us. Opening sprint underway between Team USA and Australia here. Championship match of the FINA Intercontinental Tournament. And we'll get a jump ball to start things off here. Both sides getting there at the same time. Team USA here in the dark caps, Australia in the white as we start things off, and we'll take a look at the lineups. But first it'll be Sophie Smith and Jillian Krause going for the jump ball here. It's right on the near side here. And you can see that Jillian Krause are able to tip it back to Maddie Musselman, and Team USA will control things first. For head coach Adam Krikorian, here is Elise Williams, Maddie Musselman controlling here on the perimeter. We'll get to the full USA lineup in a moment. KK Clark takes a look. Cammy Craig in at 2 meters. They get it into her and knocked away, taken away by Australia. The full USA lineup, Betsy Armstrong, along with Maddie Rosenthal, Marissa Young, Colleen O'Donnell, KK Clark, Priscilla Orozco, Maddie Musselman, Mackenzie Fisher, Jillian Krause, Kaleigh Gilchrist, Elise Williams, Cammy Craig, and EB Keeve. Keeve getting the start today in goal for Team USA, and Krause takes it away for Australia. And their head coach Greg McFadden, Lillian Hedges, Gemma Beadsworth, Sophie Smith, Jada Pell, Isabel Bishop, Maddie Steer, Rory Webster, Alicia Brown, Bronte Colenso, Ash Southern, Jessica Zimmerman, Keisha Gophers, and Kelsey Wakefield. And Wakefield getting the start in the goal here for Australia as KK Clark takes a look, goes into Craig, and again knocked away. So John, early on, Team USA trying to establish. Makes sense. Cammy Craig, one of the best in the game, and Australia there defensively.
Yeah, and the captain, Rory Webster, playing great defense against one of the world's best centers in Cammy Craig. Both hands up, not giving too much contact, and 2 no calls, and it's a scoreless game.
Here's Australia controlling. That's Sophie Smith. This her last international water polo game for Australia, a 10-year veteran of the national team, a member of the 2012 Olympic team. So her final national team match here, and she gets the entry pass inside. Here's Beadsworth. She'll shoot it, and it sneaks past EB Keeve and score the goal for Gemma Beadsworth. And Australia strikes first. They go ahead 1-0, 6:26 to play here in the first.
Yeah, Gemma Beadsworth has been such a great athlete and a steady veteran player for this Australian team, drawing the foul at the 5-meter line and without hesitation putting the ball in the water and skimming it past the USA goalkeeper.
EB Keeve getting the start, was in goal for Team USA in their semifinal victory, and has had a fantastic week of action here. This is her first senior national team event, so getting the call up here to the senior level with Team USA coming off her college season with Arizona State, and she's been playing fantastic in the cage for the United States.
Yeah, great surprise for Coach Corey and his staff to see EB Keeve stepping up and playing a big role in this tournament so far. I think she'd want that last goal back, but let's see how the rest of the game progresses.
KK Clark gives it a look, pressured there by Webster. Shot clock to 6. Entry inside Southern there defensively. Webster comes over for the steal, and the ball back to the Australians. They lead it 1-0.
Strong defense so far from the Aussie Stingers, really playing stingy, keeping themselves in this game. See if Beadsworth can create here on offense for them again.
Beadsworth has been a factor down at 2 meters. This build is a great matchup of centers between Beadsworth for Australia, Craig for Team USA. Here's another threat, Ash Southern, and a contra foul. Southern getting tangled up and also down at 2 meters, a bit of a battle, and it'll go the other way.
Yeah, contra foul against Beadsworth, as we said. Elise Williams giving her a hard time, has to commit the contra foul, called the other way. Good look here, Clark. Nice deflection by Smith as she tried to get Krause involved.
Here's Jillian Krause controlling, and she'll send it back out to KK Clark, a couple of former UCLA Bruins. Clark takes a look, gives off to Kaleigh Gilchrist. Nothing there. Shot attempt deflected, almost found a home off the post, and the rebound to Smith and Australia with 5:12 to go here in the first.
Smart shot by KK Clark. It was the right opportunity to take it. Showing her background, she also coaches with the LA Premier Water Polo Club in her spare time, and head coach Brian Flax over at LA Premier.
Australia on the attack. Here's Keisha Gophers. Look inside, beautifully done. Beadsworth is there right in front. Australia is ahead 2-0. 2 goals for Beadsworth.
And Beadsworth just showing her skill. Takes a stroke one way, comes back the other way, beats Clark back door, receiving the pass and going low cross cage immediately with the shot, showing why she's one of the world's best centers on display here.
And now a line change here for Team USA. 5 in, 5 out. Gilchrist will stay on. Rosenthal, Young, Orozco, Fisher, O'Donnell, they all check in. And Team USA back on the offensive attack. 3 minutes gone by here at the Riverside Aquatics Complex, and a 2-0 lead for Australia. This is the gold medal match in the FINA Intercontinental Tournament.
You'll see young Maddie Rosenthal at 2 meters for Team USA.
Here's Gilchrist looking in at Rosenthal. Nothing there. O'Donnell, she'll give it a look. Gilchrist now into Rosenthal and draws the exclusion. Rosenthal coming in off the bench, draws the exclusion on Ashleigh Southern. She'll go out, and nicely done there by the Miami native. Rosenthal played her college ball at USC. Here's O'Donnell. Now Fisher. Gilchrist gives it a look. USA snapping passes around the perimeter. Here's Orozco. Quick shot off the post. Rebound Orozco. And it's a new shot clock for the United States. And now sides come even. And then a bad handle on the ball. Fisher couldn't hang on the pass from Gilchrist, and it comes away to Australia as sides are even.
Gilchrist with a little bit of a panic pass there. The side Aussies are coming even out of that side. Probably better to hold on to the ball or pass the other way, and the power play effectively gets killed.
Australia on the attack. Here's Brown. She'll give a look. Gilchrist there defending out to Southern. Shot clock to 10 for Australia. Ordinary foul call. Those don't accumulate here in water polo. You can pile up an unlimited amount of those. Quick shot, Keeve there with a save, and Team USA will take control.
Clever move by Webster, trying to get the ball off her hand quickly, but Keeve wise enough to have her hands up, and now USA with a counterattack, 6-on-5 advantage.
Here's Colleen O'Donnell ahead to Gilchrist. Cross pass to Marissa Young. She'll give a few fakes, nothing there, and out to Colleen O'Donnell. Gilchrist takes a look. Shot clock to 5. O'Donnell fires and scores. Colleen O'Donnell hitting from the outside and puts Team USA on the board 2-1, 3:14 to play. And how about O'Donnell, a late addition to this roster, an injury replacement for Ashley Grossman, steps in here and has had a nice week of water polo.
She had a great week of water polo, and that's a beautiful shot right there. And that's a Trojan connection. As you see Kaleigh Gilchrist locking the goalie, cross-passing over to Colleen O'Donnell, a catch and shoot. The Palos Verdes native showing she's a great shooter and really taking advantage of those catch and shoot opportunities, which are such a high percentage here in water polo.
2-1 game, Team USA on the board. Here's Rowie Webster, the captain for Australia, controlling. And she'll swing it around to Keisha Gophers. Team USA in a pressure defense right now as they get it to Smith on the far side. Lob pass over the top, a penalty called. Trying to get Gophers involved. Marissa Young committing the penalty, and now a penalty shot opportunity here for Australia and a chance to rebuild their 2-goal lead as Webster steps up. She'll take it and put it away. Rowie Webster connecting there, and it's a 3-1 advantage now for Team Australia.
Yeah, beautiful set play from Australia, looking to get the overpass to their driver. Marissa Young caught with her hands down, taking away what would have been a high percentage shot on goal, so the officials reward that and address it as a penalty shot, and then you see Webster step up, shoot the ball low cross cage, and put it away.
Under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Here's Colleen O'Donnell. Comes near side, Jillian Krause. Jade Appel has come on defending. O'Donnell takes a look. Nothing there. Now to Krause. Rosenthal in at 2 meters. Team USA keeps it on the perimeter. Outside try, save. Wakefield ranging right, knocks it out, and it'll come back to Australia, and they'll take over on offense.
Good patient offense for Team USA, but Australia in a heavy zone, bringing a lot of help back on Rosenthal, so not a lot of options other than taking the outside shot.
Here's Smith handling. Kraus defending there for Australia. Appel in at 2 meters, guarded by O'Donnell. Webster controlling. Fisher there defensively. Plenty of time on the Australia shot clock. They'll take a look. Come near side to Smith. Entry inside, nobody home. Keeve out of the goal to take that one away. And the ball back to the United States.
Good defense from Team USA there. Now they find themselves in transition. Let's see if Maddie Rosenthal can get good position at 2 meters and maybe find an entry pass.
Here's Kraus. Rosenthal again backing in down low, dealing with Jessica Zimmerman. Orozco thought about cross cage, decides against it. Into Rosenthal, dealt back out. Shot clock to 6 for Team USA. Young will walk it in to Fisher. She'll fire, save Wakefield, and the rebound controlled by Smith and the Australians.
Australia playing, again, a heavy zone, so they're forcing that outside shot. You see the outside shot get forced. They're funneling things to their goalie, Wakefield. She makes the save, and here they are up in transition.
On the other end now, facing a double team and losing the handle, and EB Keeve comes away with it now. And to your point, John, Australia putting in play a defense, and Team USA kind of falling right into their quote-unquote trap here.
Well, every defense has a vulnerability. So if they're going to play zone defense with bringing a lot of help back to 2 meters, they're giving up the outside shot, and they're having confidence in their goalie that she's going to make the saves.
1:05 to play in the first. Here's Marissa Young to Priscilla Orozco. They keep it on the perimeter. Shot clock to 4. O'Donnell takes a look. She's wide left, out of play. Has the lone goal in this one for Team USA, and they trail 3-1 with less than a minute to play in the first. Here's Sophie Smith. This Australia team, silver medalists a year ago at the 2013 FINA World Championships in Barcelona. Team USA finished 5th at that event. That's where the current world rankings sit right now, and looking to come away with some more hardware here in this gold medal final.
You see the depth at center for Team Australia. Jada Pell setting up shop at 2 meters against Marissa Young, drawing a double team.
Here's Jessica Zimmerman, lost the handle. She'll pick it back up. Shot clock to 5. Webster draws the exclusion. Kraus will head out on Team USA, and we'll get a timeout called by Australia. 29 seconds to play here in the first, and a 3-1 lead for Australia, and a great opportunity here for the Aussie Stingers to close out this first period with a power play opportunity.
Yeah, on the perimeter now, the FINA is making an emphasis on the rules. If you foul with 2 meters on the perimeter, it should be dressed as an exclusion, and that's the call that we see there. Timeout Australia, see if they can convert on this power play.
Strong start for Australia. They've had a solid week of water polo, advanced in a thriller in the shootout to get into this game. They topped Canada 12-11 in a shootout, and then as they worked their way through group play and into the semifinals, had a relatively easy path once they got past China with a 13-10 victory on day one. Had to tangle with Brazil, blanked Venezuela 17-0, and then topped Kazakhstan 12-6 in the semis to find themselves, rather in the quarters, to find themselves in the semis. For Team USA, a couple of easy wins to start things off. Then they topped Canada 12-11 in a shootout. They topped Venezuela 17-1 in the quarters. And then in the semis, they were 4 goals better than China to reach this final match here against Australia.
Yeah, just been a great week of water polo, Greg. The best teams in the world on display here in Riverside. Been exciting to be a part of.
Southern gives it a look. Here's Bishop. They swing it around the perimeter. Comes high now. Webster, she'll take a look. Skip shots off the mark, out of play. Team USA kills off the power play. And Coach Adam Krikorian will call for time with 11 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And a 3-1 lead for Australia. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout, and return with the conclusion of this first period. Welcome back. End of the first quarter here. 11 seconds remaining in the opening period. A 3-1 lead for Australia. Coach Adam Krikorian addressing his team. And there's the Australian bench as well, getting ready for things as we get ready to wind things down. Great crowd on hand here in Riverside. Shout out to the Riverside Water Polo Club and the Riverside Sports Commission, City of Riverside, helping to put on this week-long event for 8 teams from around the globe, and finishing up here with this championship match in Australia and the United States. Clark over to Gilchrist. Just 7 seconds left. United States will have to hustle. Here's a Rosecoat coming across, nothing there, and they're going to get an exclusion with just 4 seconds remaining. Here's a look inside, off the bar, the miss, in close, rebound, Craig, and it'll go the other way with just 1 second remaining. Exclusion there went on Gemma Beadsworth. The shot in close was by KK Clark, couldn't put it away, and now Wakefield will let one fly, and that brings us to the end of first. A strong opening quarter here for Australia. They're ahead of Team USA in this gold medal final 3-1. We'll take a timeout and return with the opening sprint for the second. Stay with us here from Riverside. One quarter in the books here in Riverside. Gold medal on the line in the first ever FINA Intercontinental Tournament. Qualification also on the line for the FINA World League Super Final. That's been established as we have our 5 teams that will move on to the event taking place in China in June. USA and Australia joining China, Canada, Brazil, all moving on, along with John Abdu, Greg Meskel here with you from Riverside. And after one quarter of play, Team USA 0 for 2 on the power play. Australia 0 for 1, so natural goals all around here, except Australia getting that one penalty shot. And a slow start, John, offensively for the United States. Have to give some credit, of course, to the Australian defense.
Yeah, Australians in a heavy zone, having to match up with 2 great centers on Team USA. But Team USA now has to make the adjustment. They need to come up with a good zone offense. How are they going to break this zone up? Can they get some movement? Can they get some cross passes for some shots instead of going one-on-one against the blockers?
Opening sprint is controlled by Australia. Alicia Brown getting there first before Maddie Musselman. And the Aussies will control things, and there's a look at Ash Southern. And out of the gate, a ball under is forced. Kraus forcing the turnover on Sophie Smith, and Keeve will take over, and the United States are back on offense. Long outlet pass for Kraus. She's ahead of Smith. Good position here for Kraus. She'll move in, take a look, and deal it back out on the perimeter to Elise Williams, who's come on.
You see Cammie Craig versus Ash Southern at 2 meters. Still a heavy zone from Australia, so they're bringing a lot of help back against Cammie Craig.
KK Clark, Musselman, shot clock to 2. Musselman with the lob off the crossbar. Rebound controlled by Australia.
Smart play from the youngster Maddie Musselman, a product of Corona Del Mar High School and Corona Del Mar Aquatics. She went on offense as her defender left to go the other way, leaving her wide open. Just unfortunately couldn't finish the lob shot.
A rising star for Team USA, just 15 years old, a sophomore in high school. Youngest member of this USA squad in this tournament. Here's Australia, shot clock to 8. They'll fire, and that one partially knocked down. Keeve gets a hold of it, and the United States will take over. 6:45 to play here in the first half.
You see a little bit more whitewater now from both teams in transition, trying to make something happen. Team USA pressing to get the next goal to keep this game competitive.
Here's Kaleigh Gilchrist handling. Cammie Craig goes into 2 meters. Ordinary called. Gives off to KK Clark. Outside try, and that is saved by Wakefield. And it'll come back to Team Australia. 6:15 remaining, first half. All Australia thus far in this one. They're ahead 3-1 in this championship match. And stingy defense from both sides. Team USA and the press, and then dropping back as Musselman. Guarding against entry passes to Webster. Now a steal on the far side. That's Gilchrist taking it away.
Good press defense from Team USA. They pressed the outlet pass immediately. Wakefield had nowhere to pass the ball, and then Gilchrist comes up with a steal. Let's see if they can get Cammie Craig here at 2 meters, matched up with the veteran Sophie Smith.
Here's Kraus to Gilchrist, swinging around Musselman. Craig working inside, entry. Look at all those Australian caps. 4 players for the Aussies in on that, making the steal.
That's a massive zone to go against one of the best centers in the world in Cammie Craig. Australia leaving nothing to the imagination. They're going to double, triple, quadruple team Cammie Craig, forcing the Americans to shoot from the outside. They're going to have to take what they can get.
Gophers handling for Australia. Goes ahead to Webster. Gophers will give it a look. Skip shot attempt, too much on it. Bounced it over the goal and out of play. And sounds like, John, the onus here is on Team USA to start making some perimeter shots.
Yeah, and making some adjustments. They got to start moving the ball. They got to start making some passes. You see Jillian Kraus going one-on-one to draw the exclusion.
That'll go against Alicia Brown. Here's a power play chance for the next 20 seconds for Team USA. But first we'll get a timeout called. Coach Adam Krikorian will call for time here with 5:05 to play in the first half. Australia in front 3-1. We'll take a timeout and return after this break. Out of the timeout, 5:05 to play here in the first half. 3-1, Australia in front. The United States going to break the huddle with an opportunity here on a power play. 6-on-5 chance after Jillian Krause drawing the exclusion on Alicia Brown, and they get back to the action. Great day here in Riverside for water polo. Not a cloud in the sky here in Southern California, and Team USA battling Australia for a first place finish in the FINA Intercontinental Tournament. Here's KK Clark. Kaleigh Gilchrist. Musselman gives it a look. Australia boxed in on defense. Musselman, sides coming even. Power play is over. No matter. Gilchrist connects, and Team USA gets within one. 3-2. 4:44 left here in the second quarter.
It all starts with a timeout from Coach Krikorian. Jillian Krause drawing the exclusion on the one-on-one turn, giving opportunity to be 6-on-5 for Team USA. Coach calls the timeout, sets it up. Great patience shown by Team USA, and Kaleigh Gilchrist puts it away top shelf to make it a 3-2 game. 4:44 left here in the second quarter.
Here's Webster. Picked up there. Interesting matchup there, a veteran and Webster taking on the youngster Musselman. Here's Southern. Pressure by Team USA on defense. Look at Beadsworth trying to back O'Donnell in at around the 4-meter mark. Australia now looking for a moment there to double post. Shot clock to 12. Here's Southern to Webster. She'll try the lob. That's just off the bar. Rebound controlled by EB Keeve.
Good possession for the Australians. They get a good shot off, cross cage lob, just bar out. It's not much of a reaction from EB Keeve in goal, so just a bare miss. And now USA on the counterattack to try to tie the game.
Ordinary called. Musselman swings to Gilchrist. Rosenthal back in at 2 meters. Fisher now on the far side. To Gilchrist. Shot clock under 10. Here's Orozco. She'll take a look. Goes back to Gilchrist. 1 goal already. Skip shot wide left of the goal, out of play. It'll come back into the Australians with under 4 to go here in the first half.
Gilchrist trying to heat up for Team USA. Again, it's the outside shooting that's going to have to bring them back. As long as Australia keeps playing in this heavy zone, it's going to be hard for Team USA to get the ball to their centers.
Southern. Here's Beadsworth on the perimeter. Webster goes in now to set. Quick turn and shot. That's off the post. Rebound to Keeve. A couple of decent looks for Australia on the last couple of times down. Team USA fortunate as they've both hit off the post. And now here's O'Donnell.
You see the depth at the center position for the Aussie Stingers. You've seen Jada Pell go in. You've seen Beadsworth go in. Now you see Rory Webster posting up. They can throw a lot at you.
On the attack, Fisher. Entry inside. And an exclusion drawn. That's Gilchrist showing her versatility going in at 2 meters. And drawing the exclusion there on Bronte Colenso of Australia. And another power play chance here for Team USA.
Beautiful transition offense from Team USA. Kaleigh Gilchrist going inside, making a power move to the goal to draw the exclusion.
Here's Fisher firing. Wakefield with the save. Center cage knocks that down. Sides come even.
Good 6-on-5 possession for Team USA. Mackenzie Fisher stepping in middle. So it's a wide open shot for her to take. Great to see the youngster have such confidence to step up and try to score the goal.
Australia down on this possession, a lifetime sub as Webster has to check out momentarily, and now Gophers will come on. So just getting full strength here with 10 on the shot clock. There's Adam Krikorian imploring his team on defense. From the outside, shot clock to 2, and Australia will dump this one aside. And it'll come back to the United States. 3-2, Australia in front, 2:33 to go here in the first half. Here's Colleen O'Donnell. O'Donnell controlling. Goes over to Rosenthal. Too much on that pass, and Gilchrist will come down with it.
You can see the spacing a little off for the Americans on this possession. Not able to really get a balanced offense. Only 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
Here's Fisher, going to look inside. Tries to go skip, didn't have a great angle on that one, and it bounced away from the goal, and it's back to Australia.
That was a broken possession from the start for Team USA. Not everybody swam through, not everybody got into their positions early on, so they end up forcing something late in the shot clock. Not exactly what you want to get out of your front court offense.
Here's an exclusion. This will go against Maddie Musselman of the United States, and a timeout will be called by Australia. 1:52 to go here in the first half. 3-2, Australia in front. We'll take a quick break and return here to the Riverside Aquatics Complex. Stay with us. Welcome back. 1:55 to play here in the first half. 3-2. Australia leading over the United States, along with John Abdu. Greg Meskel here with you, poolside in Riverside, California. And John, we talked in the open about the youth of Team USA. Not that they're scared to be in a game like this. You have a lot of college veterans out there, but you wonder if they're just trying maybe too hard to do the right thing. You have a lot of players. This is their first big-time game at the senior team level.
This is a championship environment. It's a gold medal match in the first ever FINA Intercontinental Tournament. This is a big-time playing opportunity, and Coach Krikorian and his staff using this as a teachable moment, an opportunity for some young athletes to get this experience. You can't replicate this experience anywhere else. So as they get adjusted to this type of environment, as they get adjusted to this type of pressure, I think we'll see them loosen up in the second half and start executing some plays.
Low-scoring affair, as expected, between two of the best in the world of women's water polo. Both these teams winning medals at the 2012 Olympic Games. Team USA gold, Australia bronze. Here's Webster. Shot clock, plenty of time. On the power play here, look inside, knocked down, and a great scrum for the ball. Nicely done by the United States. Jillian Krause clearing that ball out and gives it off to Elise Williams, who came back in.
Yeah, good defense from the Americans, good patience from the Aussies. Turns into a stop for the Americans. Let's see if they can tie this game up before the half is over.
Here's KK Clark with 1:15 to play. Goes over to Elise Williams. Now Gilchrist. Williams takes a look. Shot clock to 3. Entry inside. The turn, and Craig got a shot off. Too much on it. Went up over the goal and out of play. And a positive, John, in that possession. At least they got a pass into Craig, and she had an opportunity to turn.
Well, you can see why Australia is playing such strong help defense. The second the ball touches Cammie Craig's hands, it's going up. So you got to help, you got to double team, you got to triple team, unless that she's going to score a goal.
Less than a minute to play here in the first half. A 3-2 lead for Australia. Here's Sophie Smith. Double team comes from the United States. Krause is there. She's had her hands in a lot of steals here in this first half, and it's back to EB Keeve.
Jillian Krause, just such a workhorse for Team USA. A local Southern Californian, grew up playing for the SoCal Water Polo Club, a UCLA Bruin, coming back here and trying to prove her worth to Team USA and make the squad.
And still active, not just playing but coaching today, and assistant with the UC Irvine women's water polo team that made it to the NCAAs this year. Look inside, penalty drawn. Craig draws a penalty, working inside, and that'll go against Southern on Australia. That is her second. And a penalty shot opportunity coming here for Priscilla Orozco, and an opportunity to tie the game.
Just a beautiful entry pass from Kaleigh Gilchrist. We call that a lifetime entry pass. She was able to get the ball into her center's hands without having to draw a foul, without slowing the play down. And like we talked about, you get the ball to Cammie Craig, she's going to make things happen. Drawing the penalty shot, the Santa Barbara native, Cammie Craig, coming up with a penalty.
Here's Orozco with a chance to tie things at 3. 14 seconds left in the half. She puts it away. We're tied at 3. Priscilla Orozco connects. The Commerce, California native buries it. It's all even at 3. 14 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Great deceptive shot by Priscilla Orozco. Leaned a little bit to her right, got the goalie to jump, puts the ball the other way. Easy goal for her. It was great to see earlier this week. Her entire club from Commerce came out to support her here in the stands and watch her. Again, another Southern California native, another UCLA Bruin, as we've discussed here, a feeder program for Team USA on the athlete side as well as the coaching side, as Adam Krikorian spent much time there as well.
Commerce, highly successful in youth age group water polo on the boys and girls side, always among the top finishers in Junior Olympics, Champions Cup, and the list goes on and on. Here's a chance now for Australia on the redirect. They score it. Southern comes right back with 2 seconds remaining in the first half, and just when Team USA thought they had tied the game, that tie disappears as Southern puts it away right on the front doorstep. It's a 4-3 lead for the Aussies.
It's a high-level water polo here, Greg. Attacking with 4 seconds left on the shot clock in the half and makes it happen. Ashleigh Southern, one of the best players in the world.
KK Clark, the last second shot there at the half, stopped by Wakefield, and we come into intermission with Australia ahead 4-3. They've been in the lead for the majority of this game, and they hold a 1-goal lead here at the break. We'll take a timeout and return. You're watching the FINA Intercontinental Tournament right here from Riverside, California. Welcome back here at the half. It's a 4-3 lead for Australia in this gold medal final of the FINA Intercontinental Tournament. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here at the half. In the power play game, Australia 0 for 2. Team USA 1 for 4. But Australia has done the job here, always having an answer for everything that the United States throws at them. Defensively, offensively, you saw right here, to your point, attacking with 4 seconds left. They get a goal by Ashleigh Southern with 2 seconds left in the first half to give them this 1-goal lead.
You always want to teach your teams to be offensively aggressive at the end of quarters. It's how you finish a quarter that's going to establish the tempo and the momentum for the following quarter. So going into the second half now, you have a Team USA who's a little frustrated. They gave up a late goal, and you have a team that's pretty fired up that they scored a goal at the end of the quarter.
Some of the numbers here, Gemma Beadsworth with 2 goals, Rory Webster and Southern accounting for the other Australian goals. For Team USA, Colleen O'Donnell, Priscilla Orozco, Kaleigh Gilchrist scoring all those goals. EB Keeve doing the job in net for Team USA, Kelsey Wakefield for Australia. John, great opportunity here for fans here in Riverside to check out Team USA, but we know you also have a lot of fans at home from clubs, not just domestically, but around the world, checking in here on USA and Australia.
Yeah, just want to give a shout-out and a thanks to all our USA Water Polo members and all our fans who are out watching this game at home. You know, the Orange Lutheran High School, Northwood Water Polo Club, checking in and watching with head coach Steve Carrera, Harriman Water Polo Club in Utah, and their coach Mike Goldhart, watching online right now, taking advantage of this opportunity. Corona Del Mar High School and their aquatics club, and home of Maddie Musselman. Raider Water Polo in Florida, home of Maddie Rosenthal and her brother Michael Rosenthal, who's with our senior men's national team over in China, playing in their World League qualifier as well. Thunder Water Polo with Coach Joe Linehan in North Texas, and all the way in Perth, Australia, the Dolphins Water Polo Club checking in with us. Big shout out to them for watching and supporting the Aussie Stingers online.
Great opportunity for fans to check out water polo all over the world. And a 4-3 lead right here for Australia as we get set to start the third quarter. Teams have switched ends. Sun setting here in Riverside, which has played a bit of a role in these late afternoon matches, and we'll see how it affects EB Keeve, as now that'll be the goal that Team USA is defending.
You can see the ladies squinting just a little bit. It might play a little bit of a factor here in the second half, but more importantly, can they execute on defense? Can they press for a little bit longer and keep Beadsworth from being such an impact?
Opening sprint underway. Musselman and Gophers. And Gophers gets there first, but ball under is the call, so it'll be awarded to Team USA. Gophers got her hand on it, but just pushed underwater. That's a turnover. And it's back to the United States, and they'll get things started, see if they can't tie this game back up. Australia, fantastic finish to the first half with Ashleigh Southern scoring with just seconds to spare as Kaleigh Gilchrist gets the offense started now for the United States.
Team USA back with Cammie Craig at center. Elise Williams up at point. Let's see if they can get her the ball.
Clark around to Gilchrist. Here's Williams. Her shot attempt field blocked, knocked down by Gophers, and it's back to Australia as we're underway here in the third.
Field blocking is such an important part of water polo. If you can play defense, block some shots for your goalie, make her job easier, the team is rewarded for that.
That one gets away from the Aussies, and Keeve takes over and gives a long outlet pass to Kraus. She'll pour right inside to Craig, and here comes an exclusion and a 6-on-5 chance here for Team USA as the exclusion there goes on Jessica Zimmerman, and a power play coming now for the Americans.
Beautiful lifetime entry pass from Jillian Kraus right in the hand of Cammie Craig. Reverse turn, exclusion drawn.
Clark, great look inside. Better defense. Beadsworth coming over to field block that out of play on the Craig attempt right on the post, and the ball's back to Australia. Sides are even.
What an athletic play by Beadsworth, just coming out of nowhere to field block what would have been a sure goal for Cammie Craig right in front of the cage.
Australia on the attack. Bronte Colenso advancing the ball. Here's Sophie Smith. Looking for a cross pass, not there. She'll try a shot that is field blocked by Maddie Musselman, who knocks that down, and Kraus will go and get it. Minute and a half gone by here in the third, a 4-3 lead for Australia.
What an unbelievable play. Sophie Smith, a 10-year veteran for the Aussie Stingers, gets stuffed by the sophomore from high school on Team USA, Maddie Musselman.
Clark to Williams. USA on the attack. Here's Kraus. She'll give it a look. Australia daring Team USA to take that outside shot. The entry pass goes in. Aussies waiting, and Sophie Smith, she may have got field blocked on one end, but comes back with a steal on the other and takes it away for the Australians.
Good defense from the Aussies. Coming back in transition. Let's see if they can get Beadsworth back inside as we see Sophie Smith open up right in front of the goal.
Smith inside, puts it away. Sophie Smith connecting, and it's a 5-3 lead for the Australians. And how fitting, Sophie Smith, this her final international water polo game, retiring from Team Australia after this event, and able to hit on the good look inside, and it's a 5-3 lead.
Yeah, a 10-year veteran on this national team is not going to let anything phase her. Gets shot blocked on one end, comes back the other way, gets a steal, then leads the counterattack, doesn't stop swimming. A great lesson to learn for young water polo players. Sophie Smith never stopped swimming in transition, found herself wide open in front of the goal. Beautiful feed, great goal for Australia.
5-3 lead for Australia. They held a 2-goal lead earlier on at 3-1, so back on Team USA here to try and battle back in this game. Here's Gilchrist, finds a Roscoe. Ordinary called. Cross pass to Fisher. Gets it to her. She'll give a look. Nothing there. Back out to Gilchrist. Shot clock to 4. Entry inside. A scrum for it. It'll stay with the United States with 1 on the shot clock. Pass out to Gilchrist. She's not going to get a shot off. Shot clock violation. And this will turn over and go back to Australia. This defense from Australia really putting on a show here through the first half and now here in the third quarter with the way they're pressuring the United States.
They're putting the pressure on the United States in a smart way, but also a very physical way. They're getting their hands on every ball that's coming to 2 meters, but putting a lot of pressure on the ball in a strong press defense. So tough to break that for Team USA right now.
Colenso walks it in. Under 5 to play in the third. She'll fire. Keeve got a piece of that one, knocked it off the post, and it'll stay with the United States, facing a 2-goal deficit.
Keeve coming over, gets a little bit piece of that ball, just enough to get it off the post and make the save.
Keeve, the Naperville, Illinois native, starts the offense here. O'Donnell with a quick shot, and the save there by Wakefield, so a quick possession there for the United States.
And you can see Coach Krikorian shaking his head. You know, just an early shot in your front court offense, and when no one's expecting it, shaking his head, teaching the young Colleen O'Donnell to be a little more patient on offense so they can start producing and break this Australian defense.
4:32 to go in the third, a 5-3 lead for Australia over Team USA. We mentioned Keeve from Illinois High School State Championships wrapping up not too long ago, and on the boys' side, Loyola able to top Fenwick, a dynasty in that area, but then the girls winning one for Fenwick as they pull out a championship there. So exciting times for water polo in the state of Illinois, and I'm sure great to see one of their own out here with the senior national team competing among the best in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole Midwest zone for USA Water Polo should be excited to watch this, as both goalkeepers on the roster for Team USA are from the area. Betsy Armstrong from Michigan, EB Keeve from Illinois, and then also just speaking of non-Californian, seeing Maddie Rosenthal from Florida in the lineup as well. So real exciting time for water polo all across America.
Some great depth on this USA team in an event like this, showcasing some of the rising talent. Under 4:30 to go now here in the third, out of the timeout. Australia ahead 5-3, looking for more. Here's Zimmerman. And now Isabel Bishop. Looking inside to Jada Pell. Double team comes. Williams with the steal. And an exclusion called on Appel. She'll head out, and a timeout will be called by Team USA. 4:16 to go here in the third. Timeout called by the United States. 5-3, Australia in front. We're back after this. 4:16 remains, third quarter. Gold medal match, FINA Intercontinental Tournament here at the Riverside Aquatics Complex, along with John Abdu. Greg Meskel here with you. And here in the third, there's Team USA head coach Adam Krikori and his squad trailing Australia 5-3. This is the first ever FINA Intercontinental Tournament, generally a regional qualifier where it would just be the Americas. And this year bringing together the Americas, Oceania, Asia, everywhere but Europe for women's water polo, and an opportunity to get a much more competitive tournament. It's what we've seen play out here at Riverside, and it determined 5 qualifiers for the event to take place in China this June. Team USA in that mix, and now just looking to ice the cake here with a gold medal against Australia. And there's a shot out of the timeout, saved out by Wakefield on the attempt by Musselman. Team USA will get it back with a new shot clock, and it'll come back in at 2 meters.
Still about 5 seconds left on the exclusion, so USA still has some time to attack on the power play.
Sides coming even now. Here's Orozco. Swings it over and score the goal on the far side, Cammie Craig. So they're not going to let her post inside. She takes her game outside, and the United States gets one back right as the sides were coming even. It's a 5-4 game.
Great timeout from Coach Krikorian to set up a 6-on-5 play. You get Maddie Musselman moving center. Shot gets knocked out of bounds. They retain possession. Did not panic. Priscilla Orozco setting up Cammie Craig for the catch-and-shoot goal.
Australia takes over. Here's Webster. Kraus defending. Low-scoring game here, just 5-4 with 3:42 to go in the third. Standard international type score here. These usually go in an 8-7 type final, so we're on that pace more or less here with 5-4 to go. In the 3:33 left in the third, and that shot attempt is over the goal and out of play, and it's back to Keeve.
The big arm of Ashleigh Southern throwing that ball high above the goal, and you see USA counter hard out of it, but nobody releases for the ball. They were actually up by three athletes. Didn't happen. The ball never gets out of the goalie's hands, and they're back in their front court.
Skip shot on the far side, and O'Donnell tries to put that one away. It's saved out by Wakefield.
Just a missed opportunity for Team USA. A good defensive stop. They counter hard out of it, but nothing produces. But they get a new shot clock here. See if they can work for their center. Try to get a positive possession.
We could see Keeve up on her legs looking for someone to try and get that ball to. Nothing available. And now a more traditional front court offense here for the United States after that deflection out by Wakefield. Craig in at 2 meters looking for some room. They'll go to Kraus. To Orozco, quick shot, save Wakefield. Tried a bit of a no-look there to Priscilla Orozco, almost caught her.
We talk about the catch and shoot, catch and release. Sean Waterpool being a high percentage look. Priscilla Orozco took that to the next level. Catch and shoot, but also a no-look. Positive possession for Team USA because they didn't give anything up the other way and got a high percentage look on offense.
Webster throws it into Appel, who has a mismatch, but Kraus comes over to help. Knocks it away, and then letting Musselman know, turn around, the ball's behind you. We have a steal here, and it's back to EB Keeve and the Americans.
Jillian Kraus may be the hardest working woman in water polo in the United States. She's going hard. She's countering hard on every possession, crashing on defense, trying to make this happen for Team USA.
Ordinary called. Ball on the far side. Here's Orozco controlling with the shot clock to 11. Clark, long cross pass to Fisher. Kraus now goes down to 2 meters here to deal with Appel. And there'll be an exclusion called. This one will go on Rowie Webster. Power play here for Team USA, trailing by 1, 5-4, 2:11 remaining.
Rowie Webster doing her best to try to contain Cammie Craig. Keeps 2 hands on her, gets called for the grab. Power play USA.
Clark takes a look, skip shot, knocked out by Wakefield. Wakefield now with 10 saves on the day and has made quite a few impressive stops here in close. Another new shot clock for Team USA. Great look inside. Doesn't stop that one as Kraus puts it over the keeper's head. We're even at 5.
As you see the USA flags waving in the crowd there. Big equalizing goal from Jillian Kraus. Even better feed from the youngster Mackenzie Fisher out of Laguna Beach. Set Water Polo Club. Coach Ethan D'Amato, Coach Brad Schumacher over there should be proud right now. She looked away the goalie. All right, makes the pass inside to the 3-post where Jillian Kraus is there. Puts the ball over the goalie's head. We got a tie game, Greg.
And there's a great look at the crowd on hand here Full stands here at the Riverside Aquatics Complex. And a great opportunity for some high-level water polo here in the Inland Empire. And fans getting treated to a great final between Team USA and Australia, all even at 5 with 1:47 to go in the third. Gophers dealing with Fisher. Southern takes a look. Shot clock to 10 for the Aussies. Southern moving in. A few fakes. Trying to feed it in. Didn't get much on it. Musselman, partial deflection. She takes it away. And it's back to Keeve.
Good defense from Team USA. Keeping the ball from getting into Beadsworth's hands. You know that if the ball got there, it would be trouble. Here they are on the attack.
Entry inside. Fisher trying to get it to Rosenthal. Tipped away. Great defense there. Gophers coming over for the steal.
A little early for the pass from Fisher. Rosenthal had position at 2 meters. Should give her a little bit more time to establish position and get a dry pass in there.
Under a minute to go now in the third. We're even at 5. Entry inside. Keeve out of the cage, pulls that one away as Beadsworth was trying to get free from Williams. Team USA will be up now if they hurry as Beadsworth is still in the backcourt.
Good aggressive play from the goalkeeper, EB Keeve, come out and steal the ball. Beadsworth slow to come back now on defense. 6-on-5 transition opportunity for Team USA if they can capitalize.
Here's Gilchrist. Rosenthal in and Australia able to get back. Team USA, not a whole lot of speed there getting down. Shot clock to just 6. Williams to Fisher. Swings it around to Musselman. Just 2 seconds left. And she'll let the shot clock expire here. And Australia will take over. Just 20 seconds remaining now in the third quarter. Shot clock is off and Australia can hold for the final possession of this third period.
It's been the theme of the day so far for the Americans. Been up in transition, but not able to capitalize or take advantage of those opportunities.
Here's Webster. We're down to 6 seconds. She'll take a look. From the outside, Keeve saved it, but into the goal. Score for Rowie Webster and a 6-5 lead for Team Australia with just 2 seconds left in the third.
Tough break for EB Keeve. Webster's got to put the ball up. The quarter's ending. We talked about being offensively aggressive at the end of the quarter, but the goalkeeper gets her hand on it. If you get your hand on it, you need to save it. You need to block it. Tough break for Americans.
Last chance, and Wakefield goes up with 2 hands to knock that down. And another late second goal to close out a quarter. Stings Team USA and Australia ahead 6-5. Fourth quarter on the way in this championship match. We're back after this. Stay with us here in Riverside. Fourth quarter about to begin here in Riverside. Gold medal match, FINA Intercontinental Championship, and we have a good one on our hands here. Australia leading Team USA 6-5, along with John Abdu. Greg Meskel here with you from the Riverside Aquatics Complex. Thanks for joining us. And 8 minutes left to decide who will take first here. Some of the numbers here as we look towards the fourth. 6-on-5, Team USA. It's been good for them. It has been a non-factor for Australia. Team USA 3 for 7, Australia 0 for 2. They've been able to figure out ways around that, John.
Yeah, and they've really done an excellent job of closing out the quarters. So you saw at the end of the first half, Ashleigh Southern breaks weight, score the goal. And then you see Roy Webster attacking with just a couple seconds left in the third quarter to put the Aussies up 6-5 to start the fourth.
Opening sprint controlled by Team USA. See if they can battle back here. They have been on the comeback trail this entire game. Cammie Craig in at 2 meters again. Webster guarding there. The pass comes in, and the defense is there. Gemma Beadsworth coming over to help out. And great team defense from Australia. They have been policing that 2 meter area well all day long.
Yeah, they're taking their chances. They're going to come back. They're going to help at the center position, hoping to force some outside shots from Team USA. It's worked so far.
Rowie Webster controlling. Ball comes near side. Alicia Brown swings it over to Gophers. 7 on the shot clock for Australia. Team USA pressing on the perimeter now. Beadsworth in at 2 meters. Webster 4 on the clock, fires from deep, and a save by EB Keeve knocks it out of play. It'll stay with Australia. They get a new shot clock.
Long shot from the captain, Roy Webster, almost from half tank. And we talked about it at the end of the third quarter. Goalkeeper EB Keeve gets her hand on the ball. If she could control it, keep it in bounds, USA would be able to retain possession.
Sometimes you see a veteran move there, try and put the ball on cage and hope for a block out of bounds. Get yourself a new shot clock, and Australia benefits there. 6-5 lead for the Aussies. Some movement now as they start up a new possession. Minute gone by here in the fourth. Webster picked up by Craig into Beadsworth. Williams is there and knocked away. Elise Williams doing the job on defense, gets it out to Musselman, and now Keeve controls.
Good defense from Elise Williams. Watching her battle with Beadsworth that entire possession. Stayed calm, stayed low, got some help when the ball came into 2 meters.
Here comes Williams moving in. Contra foul called on Team USA, so they had an advantage, and they turn it over. It'll come back to Australia.
We see the contra foul. They call it on actually Cammy Craig for throwing an elbow back at the 2 meter position. A little bit of a force from Australia. Ball comes back to the Americans.
Great defense there. KK Clark, the 2 meter defender, in the right place at the right time to take that one away. And just that fast, it's back to Team USA, trailing 6-5 here in the fourth. Here's Kraus. Swings to Musselman. KK Clark gives it a look. She'll fire off the bar. Rebound controlled by Alicia Brown.
Again, we talked about the Australians giving the outside shot to Team USA. KK Clark catches the ball cross face, shoots the ball cross cage. Not a bad look, but again, picking their poison, the Australians are, as we see Beadsworth going back at it again with Elise Williams at 2 meters.
Daring Team USA to put away a shot from deep. Here's Australia on the attack. Brown moving in. She'll take a look. That attempt field blocked. Had a play by Clark. We mentioned, John, a younger roster here. Some of the players, if you follow this USA team that you know, are also some of their scorers that aren't in this tournament. Maggie Steffens, Rachel Fatal, and Melissa Seidemann. A great opportunity here, but those are some of the folks that also have that perimeter ability that the USA might turn to in an event like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And they got to make up for that with a little bit of defense. You see KK Clark jumping and making a huge field block, to keep Team USA in this game.
Here's Gilchrist. Craig in at 2 meters, lost her cap. Outside try by Clark, field blocked and knocked down. And it stays a 6-5 lead for Team Australia. 5:10 to go here in the fourth.
You're also reaching the point in the period. There hasn't been a goal yet. We're about 3 minutes in. Fatigue's going to start setting in on this lineup, so something's going to give. You're going to see an exclusion out of frustration, or you're going to see a timeout for one of these coaches to get some fresh bodies in.
Here's Beadsworth. Shot clock to 7. She'll come near side. Gophers gets free, and Keeve swallows up that shot attempt on the near side. .440 remaining in the fourth, a 6-5 lead for Australia. Team USA has come back on a few occasions, but Australia able to hold the lead here in the fourth. Williams moving in now. Tries to force it inside. Dangerous pass for Craig to catch there with Webster defending.
You see Cammy Craig demanding the ball, calling for the ball. That's what you want out of your center. What she's looking for there is for Elise Williams and for the players on the wing to attack, get closer to the goal, draw the perimeter defenders to them so that Cammy can have a one-on-one opportunity inside.
Here's Australia. Williams does a nice job there covering up as Brown was closing in. Shot clock to 5 for Australia. Here's Webster from the outside. Keeve stops it. You can tell this glare playing a factor here for Keeve, shielding her eyes now as she surveys the scene for Team USA, and 3:50 to go here in the fourth.
Yeah, the sun is going to become a factor here in a close game in the fourth quarter. She's EB Keeve squinting, looking ahead at the counterattack as Jillian Krause on the attack now.
Here's Clark. Williams takes a look. Entry into Craig, and there's the entry pass Craig was looking for. Draws the exclusion. That will send Rowie Webster to the side. That'll be her second exclusion. One more, and she'll be done for the match.
Best centers in the world demand the ball, and that's what Cammy Craig is doing there. She gets the ball and delivers by drawing the exclusion.
Here's Gilchrist. A few fakes out to Clark. She'll give it a look. Back to Gilchrist. Skip shot, save Wakefield. And knocks that down, and Team USA cannot buy a goal here in the last couple of minutes. Scoreless, no goals in this fourth, and the Australia defense there again, and a timeout called. 6-5 the lead for Australia, 3:05 to go here in the fourth. We'll take a quick timeout and return to the action here in Riverside. Welcome back. 3:05 to go here in the fourth. A 6-5 lead for Australia. Team USA unable to hit on the last couple of times down, now shooting 5 for 29 here in the match. And the ball back to Australia out of the timeout. Just over 3 minutes to play here in the fourth.
No matter your shooting woes in any game, as long as you can score the big ones in the fourth quarter, you put your team in a position to win.
And the opportunity is still there. And here's an exclusion. This will go on Colleen O'Donnell. She will head out for Team USA. Power play chance here, and a big stop needed here for Team USA. Southern faking. Gives off to Smith. Cross pass, Colenso. Comes top Webster. Swinging around Southern. She'll take a look. Back to Webster. Quick shot. Keeve with the save. Big time stop by EB Keeve with 2:30 to play here in the fourth. Sides come even.
Great read by the American keeper. Saw that play before it happened. You can see her diving to her right, waiting for the shot. Eats it up with two hands. 2:20 left here in the fourth quarter.
Here's Musselman. She'll give off to Gilchrist. They play catch. Shot clock to 3. Someone's got to shoot it. Ordinary. Gilchrist takes a look back to Musselman. One-timer off the post. And the rebound controlled by Australia with 2:01 to play.
Smart decision by Maddie Musselman to try to get that shot off before the shot clock expires, trying to make something happen and equalize this game before it's over.
6-5 the lead for Australia. 1:49 to go. Championship match, FINA Intercontinental Tournament. These two teams are already headed to the FINA World League Super Final. Outside try, score it. Gemma Beadsworth from 8 meters. Australia ahead 7-5.
Gemma Beadsworth showing why she's one of the best all-around water polo players in the world. She can post up, drawing exclusions at 2 meters for Australia, and this time showing that big arm of hers and blasting a shot out from about 9 meters against the Americans to give Australia a 2-goal lead with 1:40 left.
Beadsworth leading all scorers with 3 goals in this one. A huge game for the starting 2-meter for Team Australia, and a 7-5 lead now for Australia with 1:41 to go. So, John, you've talked about a Team USA going to have to get creative here to try and make up this distance, and the Australia defense has been pretty stingy.
Yeah, they're going to have to create something right now, and they're going to have to make some moves. Here you see them on the drive, trying to create something, isolating Priscilla Roscoe up at 5 meters, but they go the other way.
Lots of whitewater there as KK Clark working through. Here's Gilchrist. Shot clock down to 9. Kraus takes a look. Swings it around. Gilchrist fires, and that one field blocked out of play. Australia defense there again.
That's a big stop for Australia. Mathematically, it's going to get harder and harder for USA to come back. 1:10 left. They could get 2 possessions here. They will get 2 possessions if they play this right, if they can get a stop here.
Australia, no one had scored in this quarter until Gemma Beadsworth just threw one in from outside on the last time down, and it's put Australia in a fantastic position to come away with the championship here. Minute to play in the fourth. Shot clock to 13 for Australia. Here's Beadsworth. Smith handling. 2-goal lead for Australia. Beadsworth fires. Keeve the save. Rebound controlled by Team USA. And they will call for time with 45 seconds left here in the fourth. And Australia in front 7-5. We'll take a quick timeout and return with the conclusion of this one from Riverside. Stay with us. 45 seconds to play in the fourth. A 7-5 lead for Australia. John, Team USA will need to be quick here to get some shots off and then try and generate something. They have to score first, but then try and generate a turnover, a steal, something of that nature. Yeah,
to get the 2 possessions I was talking about, there's 45 seconds left of the game. We're operating with a 30-second shot clock. They're going to have to do something in 15 seconds or less so they can guarantee to get the ball back a second time. The tough part is, with the new FINA rules, you only have 1 timeout, so they won't be able to stop the clock. They're going to have to try to score very quickly here and then create a turnover to give themselves any hope of getting a second goal to tie the game.
So not a lot of time for patience here on offense. They have to see it and shoot it here. Let's see what they get coming out of the timeout. 45 seconds to play. Australia ahead 7-5. And the ball back to the United States. Here's Gilchrist. A lot of motion here at the start. Setting something up. Trying to go backdoor. Looked like for Musselman. A scrum for it, and Australia will come away with it. And opportunity does not pan out, and Australia Now, John, in a great position here. Looks like they are on their way to a championship here in the FINA Intercontinental Tournament, ahead 7-5 with 25 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Team USA, Coach Corian drew up a quick play to try to get Maddie Musselman the ball and get a quick shot off. Pass just wasn't quite there now. Australia can run out the clock.
Ordinary called. And in the pool right now for Australia, Sophie Smith, a great moment for her. Her final international match, retiring from Team Australia after this. She holds the ball right here and will retire after this game, a 10-year veteran. Just 6 seconds left in this one. Good run here by Team USA, but they run into Australia, a veteran group. And no surprise, these two teams met in the final. And Australia is going to come away with the victory in this one. As time will run out on the United States, Kraus misses wide. We'll get one more to put it back in play. Wakefield, who did the job in net, will put us in play. Keeve will knock it down, and that's the game. Team USA wins it 7-5. Excuse me, Team Australia wins it 7-5. So Australia takes this one 7-5 over the United States, and they take the gold medal in the FINA Intercontinental Championship. We look at some of the numbers here as this one comes to a close. Gemma Beadsworth, John, huge game. 3 goals, 2 for Rowie Webster, 1 for Ashleigh Southern. Those are the names you know when it comes to Team Australia. As advertised, for Team USA, they spread it around. Colleen O'Donnell, Priscilla Orozco, Jillian Krause, Kaleigh Gilchrist, Cammie Craig, all in there. But you have to point to one thing. This Australia defense never let Team USA get comfortable the entire match.
That's a great feat. To hold a team like the United States to 5 goals over 4 quarters is a great accomplishment for the Aussie Stingers. They're going to walk away from this right now knowing that they played great defense for 4 quarters. But on the flip side here, there's a qualification tournament. Australia wins the championship. United States gets the silver medal, but they're going to take a lot out of this, playing a young lineup, getting a lot of athletes their first international competition, and everyone's building towards a great summer on the major international competitions this summer, and then, of course, leading up to World Championships next year, Pan American Games next year, and the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro.
Some other final numbers here. Australia goes 0 for 3 on penalties, so they win this thing 7-5, and they go 0 for 3 on the power play. Unable to connect there. USA goes 3 for 8 on the power play, and penalties, each team went 1 for 1, and the final shooting numbers 5 for 32 for Team USA, 7 for 25 for Australia, so the Aussies slightly more economical. A fantastic week of water polo here, and at the end, Australia comes away the champion.
And Australia, deservedly so, comes out of here the best team. I felt watching water polo here all week and all the high-level competition, they probably brought the strongest roster. You know, they brought a good mix of veterans and some young players, but their veterans are some of the best players to ever play the sport of women's water polo. They come out of here on top.
So we'll look to talk to some members of both Team USA and Australia. We're going to take a quick timeout and return to the pool here in Riverside. Stay with us.
Number 6, Priscilla Orozco. Number 7, Maddie Musselman. Number 8, Mackenzie Fisher. Number 9, Julie Krause. Number 10, Kaleigh Gilchrist. Number 11, Elise Williams. And the captain, number 12, Cammie Craig. And in the gate today, number 13, EB Keeve. Get a big round of applause for Team USA. Big round of applause for your number 1 team out of the tournament, the team from Australia. And we'll bring them up in cap order, starting number 1, Lily Holmes. Yeah, number 1, Lillian Henson. 3 goals in the afternoon. Number 2, Gemma Beadsworth. Number 3, Sophie Smith. Number 4, Jade Appel. Number 5, Isabel Bishop. Number 6, Maddie Smith. The captain, number 7, Roy Webster. Number 8, Alicia Brown. Number 9, Bronte Colenso. Number 10, Ashleigh Southern. Number 11, Justice Zimmerman. Number 12, Kaleigh Gilchrist. And in the cage today, number 13, Kelsey Wakefield. This is your 2014 FINA Intercontinental Women's Water Polo Champion. Big round of applause for Australia.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Poolside here in Riverside, and Team USA falling in the gold medal final to Australia 7-5. We're joined now by Colleen O'Donnell from Team USA. Thanks for coming by after a loss. I know it was a close game. Tell me about this match. It was a very physical game, as you'd expect with Australia. What are your takeaways from this game?
I think it definitely was a very physical game. Australia is very physical. We always have a good, tough game against them. I think that we did a really good job of defense against them, but I think we just weren't able to get it in the cage enough.
Great opportunity for you. This tournament was a call-up for a lot of athletes that maybe hadn't played in that many senior national team events. And what was it like for you to be out here playing a week-long tournament, a new tournament, a qualifier with some of the best in the world?
It was a lot of fun, very exciting. You know, it's always fun to play up with some of the best players in the world, and obviously it's super exciting to play with people like Cammie Craig and Betsy Armstrong and, you know, some of my idols for so long.
Tell me about some of the physical play out here. You were doing a lot of 2-meter defendering, if that's a word, and I saw you out there just in a constant wrestling match. You talked with KK Clark last night, and she talked about just the physical play. What is your mindset when you go in there? You know you're going to get beat up for 4 quarters. How do you gear up for that?
I guess it's just taking it one possession at a time. I just, you know, you're prepared going in knowing that it's always going to be super physical as that playing that position, and just trying to stay away, protect yourself, and just know that it's coming.
And I know a loss here, but I'm sure a lot of great development for the team. What are your thoughts as you look forward towards the rest of the summer? And I know you're vying for spots as the rosters come forward. As you look towards the rest of the summer, the Super Final in the World Cup.
I think that one of our goals for this week was just to get better throughout the tournament, and I think that showed that each game we are progressing, especially on defense. And so, you know, it was a tough loss, but I think that we progressed throughout this tournament, and hopefully we just stay on track for the rest of the summer.
All right, Colleen O'Donnell, silver medalist here. Thanks so much.
Thank you. All
right, we'll take a quick time out and come back here to the pool in Riverside. Stay close. Hi everyone, welcome back. Poolside, and now we're joined with Sophie Smith of Team Australia. And Sophie, we heard maybe 24 hours ago, maybe you knew longer than that, but this was your final game for Team Australia. I know we're getting you just out of the pool, so I don't even know if it's sunk in yet, but tell me about that decision and about this being your last game and you come away with a gold medal.
Yeah, you know, I played in the London Olympics, and when I finished I wasn't really sure whether that was my last game or not, and I had to come back and just really make sure that that was the right decision for me. And just being away this week, I think, I'm 28 and there's other things I want to do in life, and just looking forward to the next chapter of my life, I guess, now. So career and family and travel and that kind of thing.
I think back to the last maybe 20 seconds of this game, and you were on the far side kind of holding the ball, and because we have notes, we're thinking about it. Well, there's Sophie Smith with the ball. Did that run through your mind at all?
No, not really. I think I was just focusing on the game.
Yeah.
We still wanted to win that. So, just thinking about what was happening in the game.
Tell me about this week of water polo and what your team accomplished. You came in here with maybe one of the more veteran groups. A lot of teams bringing some younger players. What are your thoughts on what your team accomplished here for this week in Southern California?
I think we're really happy with how we've gone this week. Although we do have some experienced players, we've also got some girls who this is their first tour away and first World League events. So mixture of youth and experience. I think for the young girls it was really good to get them around events like this and learn the pressure and how to play under pressure. And I guess it was a bit of a build up for us. We started with some easier games China was hard, but then we sort of dropped back to some easier games. But I guess it's just a building week, and then to beat Canada yesterday in penalties and then the US today, I guess it just shows how we've improved over the week and how the girls have learnt and learnt from the older players as well. So although we've had some experience, we've also had some girls who've had some time out, like Gemma Beadsworth, her first tournament since London as well, and same as mine. So although we've experienced, it's our first international tournament. So
you have obviously taken a part in quite a few USA Australia games. Seems like every time you guys get together, it can be just a friendly scrimmage. It's always a one-goal game. What is it about these two teams? And the pieces are interchangeable. It just over the years, you go back to 2000 all the way through. Why is it these two teams are just always close, games down to the end?
Yeah, absolutely. It is always close, and it's always a really tough match. But I think it comes down to we're just very similar teams. We both play a similar style of water polo. We've got, both have very good centre forwards, counter attackers and drivers that can play on both sides of the pool. So I think the similarities between us is what makes it so difficult to play against each other. And the last time I played the US was at the Olympics, and we lost to them in the semi-finals. So that was very, very heartbreaking. I wasn't going to bring it up.
I didn't want to mention that, but yeah.
But to come away today with a win, it's not the Olympic Games, but it's equally, it's a great way to finish. And I look back on water polo as a really good thing, and look forward to the future as well.
You'll probably get this question, 1,000 times. What's next for you?
I'm not really sure. Short term, not sure just yet. We want to travel, sort of probably live overseas in Europe, cool. See the world a bit, and then come home and in a couple of years. And I'd love to be in Rio watching the girls and be in that stand as they get their gold medal.
So see the world without 2 practices a day, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. From a different perspective as a tourist. So
sure.
Yeah, it'll be nice. But that's my partners and I and my plan in the next 2 years. Then after that, we'll come home and think about family and career and what we want after that. So I think just seeing the world and just being young, while we have the opportunity to do that, and just
Very cool. Well, Sophie Smith, congratulations on a gold medal and
Thank
on
you.
A fantastic career with Australia water polo.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the water polo community for their support at this time in my life. It's a big change, but I'm looking forward to it. So thank you.
Awesome, well said. Sophie Smith joining us here. We'll take another break and wrap things up here from Riverside. We'll come right back after this. Hey everyone, welcome back to the pool here in Riverside, along with John Abdu, Greg Meskel here with you as we wrap things up from the FINA Intercontinental Tournament. And John, a great week of water polo here. It ends in the gold medal final with Australia topping Team USA. 2 great rivals coming together to meet in that match. Let's take a look back at the day that was, though. We started off with our 7th place game in Kazakhstan and Venezuela, and a 17-9 win for Kazakhstan. And that turned out to be our most lopsided game of the day. And we saw some awesome things from Venezuela, but Kazakhstan is showing some of their experience.
Yeah, both teams can walk away with something from that game, improve on what they need to do this summer, and take it back home to their regional championship tournaments.
And from there, we went to our 5th place game. This was a highly important game because it was a qualifier for the super final. We had our top 4 already in with China, so that meant a 5th team would go. And Brazil and Japan down to the end, ends in a shootout, 11-10. Brazil coming up with the victory, and we talked with their coach, Pat Oden. They're just ecstatic. A great opportunity for them to move on to the super final.
Yeah, and Brazil's trying to build something right now. New coach, Pat Oden, hosting the Olympics in 2016. So the high performance plan for them starts now and started a little while ago. But with a new coach and Pat Oden, they qualify for World League Super Final, and they'll build from there.
And then in our third place game, Canada and China meeting, another close game against two of the world powers. China wins this one 10-7, and you just saw the depth of their offensive players. It seemed like every game this week someone new scored 3-4 goals.
Yeah, they just have the deepest team in the world, and especially in the sense of the offensive power that they showed this week, and especially today. And so it's exciting to watch.
And then we got to our gold medal final, two rivals meeting up, Australia and USA. It ends in a 7-5 win for Australia, final game for Sophie Smith, and a young USA team just couldn't get past that stingy Australia defense, which looked great for 4 quarters.
Yeah, and Australia, again, one of the dominant world powers in women's water polo, and Team USA taking this opportunity to train some of their younger players. They qualified for World League. They'll get an opportunity to compete in China with everybody else next month with probably a different roster than what we saw this week. So some young ladies taking some good experience from this tournament.
So that wraps it up here for the FINA Intercontinental Tournament. I want to thank our hosts here at the Riverside Aquatics Complex, Riverside Water Polo Club, and the City of Riverside Sports Commission, all those folks, along with our entire crew here from CoachesAid.com and all the broadcasters that pitched in this week, along with Steve Carrera, Tamu Anai, Courtney Mathewson, John Abdu, Larissa Rotard helping us out. For myself, Greg Meskel, a lot of names in there. I'm going to throw myself in there as well. We'll sign things off here from Riverside Aquatics Complex. Thanks for joining us here on CoachesAid.com.